We're about to start the stream. What's up, y'all? Welcome back, Movie Minds. It's just one of the Movie Minds. Not because he's not available, but just because this is a passion project of mine. Today we're going to be talking about something very special to me, and that is Clone Wars. Clone Wars Episode 9 review. We're going to be kind of breaking down and talking about the highly anticipated last arc of the Clone Wars. We're going to be doing a few things that maybe we have never done before on here, which is a live stream, so welcome. I'm happy that some of you guys are on. We are going to be talking about everything about Clone Wars, about this episode. And I know it's not exactly a movie, but man, is this very cinematic. So I think we're going to have a good time tonight. And this is kind of our first late night review. So let's go ahead and start. Tonight or today was the release of Disney Plus's first animated series on Disney Plus. It's not a new saga, but it is definitely something that holds dear and close to a lot of people's hearts. Ever since 2002 or 3, I believe, I think we got first wind of this saga, and now after, a long time, actually 2008, I believe, that's when it started, and man, it's been a long journey ever since we went from Cartoon Network all the way to Netflix. It got one season on Netflix, and then now Disney came back and redid the whole, took all their library, and now it's on Disney Plus. And this is probably one of the main reasons why I got Disney Plus. I mean, Mandalorian was great, all the Marvel things that we're kind of waiting for still, but I was really looking forward to the last saga, or the last chapter of this animated series that was kind of cut off short and early because of a bunch of legal and background reasons I'm not going to get into. I'm no expert in it, but I'm a huge fan of this series, and just want a quick recap of season 7. It has been a little bit underwhelming, to be quite honest with you. The Bad Batch arc at the very beginning of the season was pretty good. It was a great beginning for any season. A lot of action, a lot of cinematic shots, and it had a lot of new nuances of what the Clone Wars, the actual prequels had, and it brought it to the animated, platform. And man, it was a breath of fresh air, really. But as far as storytelling is concerned, a little bit underwhelming. And so I do want to say that it has been a good journey thus far, but man, I don't know. I feel like it could be better at this point. But I'm gonna say this: the last arc that was with Ahsoka, and for those who haven't seen it, please go see it. But I'm talking to those fans that are watching this because you guys want to talk about this, and I'm going to go deep into it. The saga with Ahsoka and her, Coruscant friends, hippie friends, it was okay. I think it was kind of a waste of time filler episodes with like especially the second one, the second to last one. Man, that thing was just a waste of time. I feel like we could have done that in like 5 minutes of a good episode. So unfortunately, we got the very end of it. The last episode was something that did have something. We saw Maul come back, the leader of the Syndicate. That was awesome to see. That was so cool to see Maul coming back, and even the Death Watch. Seeing them come back, which they're not really called Death Watch now, but the Mandalorians that are fighting for the liberation of Mandalore. That that's just amazing stuff with Ahsoka Tan, that she's back now, and it was so refreshing to see her. But to be quite honest with you, that's kind of the best of everything else has been just a waste of time, I believe. But let's get into the nitty gritty of things. This episode is, some say on Twitter, I've seen some people say that this is the best episode of all Clone Wars, of all 7 seasons, which is a pretty big statement to say. I don't know if I would say that I would 100% agree with that. But this season has been weak, but this episode is definitely the best that I've seen all season long. As a matter of fact, I would say it's better than last season's, which was on Netflix, which kind of was underwhelming as well. But this episode was amazing, guys. This thing was everything from cinematic entry to the shots, and it had a lot of George Lucas kind of framing on it, especially on certain like Star Destroyers going into frame, and that's something completely never been done before by Dave Filoni, which is, by the way, the director and producer of this series, which is also producer of The Mandalorian, so everyone loves that, and Baby Yoda. So him coming back to this and reigniting a flame under the Clone Wars saga has been amazing. I see how good he's gotten now, and the animation and his whole team just been quality A, man, just great stuff. But this whole saga, his whole show has been amazing. This episode was one of the best. So let's get into it. Let's get into why it's so freaking good. The first part of it is really the introduction. It has Lucasfilm, trademark production, and it's mostly because it's a kind of a nod to the films, right, back in the 80s, 90s. And then it comes into introduction of Clone Wars just like a regular movie. It looks like it. The only thing it misses is the crawl. And I really, really wish they made a crawl for this, because that would have kind of really, really made the difference between everything else that we've seen ever in Clone Wars. But this one is titled Old Friends Not Forgotten, and it does just to the title. It definitely does. You have an opening scene where it's a space battle with Grievous. That Grievous shot was freaking amazing. And then it has this kind of shots of different events in the Clone Wars of what's happening. It's kind of giving you a summary of what's going on a little bit. For those who are Rebel fans, you see little baby Kanan in the first 10 seconds. He's like a little Padawan. You can't even tell. You would have to kind of freeze it in frame. But you do see him there. And then you go down, different events, and then you see Anakin and ObiWan back at it with awesome battle that was not very long. It was very short. It was right to the point. It was epic. And the best part about it is that you see really what we were told in Episode 4 of Star Wars, where there were good friends and that there were allies and there were generals in the Clone Wars. You see this. This episode shows that. That is the most truest I've seen Obi-Wan and Anakin be together, and just the way that Anakin talks to Obi-Wan and just lets him have it, his snarkiness, and you see how good Anakin is in this whole episode. It's great to see them like that, and that was a lot of fun to see. But once they finish that battle, they go into this whole montage where they pretty much get called by Fulcrum. And for those who know, we all know Fulcrum is Ahsoka's code name. And I didn't know that she was named Fulcrum at this point. I'm probably missing something there, but I know for a fact this was a total nod to whatever we saw in Rebels. Her code name this early in the game was really cool to see. So that was really awesome. I do want to mention R2-D2 in the very first battle was really, really cool to see. I felt like he was like the still like really smart droid that kind of ruins people's plans and stuff. I really, really did that. I dig that a lot. I just wanted to kind of bring R2 up. So back to Fulcrum and Ahsoka coming back, which she's being mentioned to be in Mandalorian season 2, so we're gonna see a lot more of her. So this is a good time to find out who she is, because she's gonna be a huge deal in the future for Disney Plus. Mark my words. So in this sense, with Ahsoka coming back, and because she, for those who don't know, she left the Jedi Order because she had a lot of disagreements. Great arc, by the way. She had a lot of disagreements, like Anakin does at this point, because this is very close to Revenge of the Sith, by the way, guys. And at this point, they don't agree with each other. Ahsoka's not feeling good about coming back to help them out. But the Mandalorians, I believe they're called Death Watch now. They might be called something else, but they're trying to liberate Mandalore now. They're trying to get in touch with Maul, capture him, and also liberate the whole planet of Mandalore, which is the home planet or the home system of the Mandalorians. The guy that we really like, yeah, that's the one. So we do get some cool shots here. Really quick, we just go in, meet just different people. Rex back in the game with some people in the background, some soldiers in the background with the Ahsoka's signature helmet. And so the reason why they have this is because she's no longer a Jedi or part of the Republic, but she now is going to be enlisted to fight a battle that she really doesn't need to really fight, but she's gonna do it because she knows how important it is. This is a good opportunity for them, the Jedi Order, to capture Maul, an old Sith apprentice of Palpatine. So, just so you guys know, Mandalore, the planet, is being used and abused and ruled by Darth Maul, and there's a lot more to him in the story, but I'm not going to really dig into that because I think in the next few episodes we're going to find out more. So Ahsoka agrees to do this. They give her a bunch of soldiers to go and meet, but right before they go and start the battle that they're talking about in Mandalore, something amazing happens, and we're told that this episode is taking place days before Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. It just so happens that Anakin and Obi-Wan Kenobi gets a message from the Republic saying that Palpatine has been captured, and he's being held ransom by General Grievous, which, if you guys remember, that's what happens at the beginning of Episode 3, which was great to see. They have a conflict, and Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Ahsoka have a conflict. I thought you were going to help me. That whole banter about it was amazing. I just love the way that they have a conflict. They don't agree with each other, but they know they have to work together. And so Obi-Wan and Anakin have to leave because the Chancellor, right? The Chancellor is the big deal of the Republic. If that's their leader, they have to kind of back him up and capture and protect him. So now these Jedi Knights, they have to run away and do it, but they leave Ahsoka with a whole battalion of troopers, and they go out with Rex and they move on. And that's why in this place, Ahsoka definitely is a huge role, has the biggest role of this series right now, and they move on. Anakin does give her a lightsaber, her old lightsaber back, which is really, really cool to see. And that was awesome to see a back and forth between them. And it was really, really interesting to see Anakin and Ahsoka because, this is his last moment as Anakin. He is no longer gonna be Anakin, and he's gonna, as we all know it, Darth Vader pretty soon. And it dawns on me in this very moment when they say their last goodbye, is that they are gonna, the next time they meet, they're gonna be fighting against each other. And for those who haven't seen it yet in Rebels, there's an amazing arc there that they do battle, and it's kind of my favorite episode in animation ever. Really, I don't think there's anything that beats it, and I know a lot of you guys will agree. For those who have watched it, if you haven't watched it, man, there goes something that you could binge watch right now on Disney Plus. It's amazing. So Rebels, it's great. So once that's done, we see that Ahsoka just jumps on with a bunch of troopers and goes to Mandalore. Fast forward to that scenario, and we see a battle raging on. It looks like they have the upper hand. This, the element of surprise, but man, it seems like Darth Maul has set a trap, and all this time, this whole scenario of them finding out that Maul was there and them going back to help Mandalore was all a plot from Darth Maul. And so Ahsoka, she's breaking down walls and killing off the Mandalorians, which they look all amazing. They just look just so cool. You see that Mandalorians, they actually were tricked into coming down with a Jedi. Now, when she finally meets Darth Maul, and this is kind of towards the end of the episode, we have a confrontation with a few Mandalorians that are helping Darth Maul, and they set a trap for them, and they fall into it for sure. Like the whole battalion is wiped out clean, and Ahsoka is the last one. It kind of gave me really good vibes of like a cat and mouse type of deal, which I mean, it's been a while since I kind of feel like that vibe. But I really didn't think that. I felt the peril. I knew that Ahsoka was going to live after this, but I did feel like she was really in danger, especially the whole battalion. I knew that everyone was going to die there. I know you guys probably did. And so this thing, man, is just at the very end, you see everyone die. She's surrounded, and Darth Maul comes out from the shadows, letting them know that it was a trap. And this is one of the best parts of the whole episode, is that she is told by Maul, "What are you doing here?" He is so mad and pissed off that Obi-Wan is not there, because the trap was not for little Ahsoka, for Tano, Lady Tano is what he calls her, but it was for Obi-Wan. He was trying to get revenge. This guy has been out to get Obi-Wan since he got cut in half, man. And so there is so much to do and dissect in this episode. There's so many things about it that it was just so cool, man. I don't know if there is a better episode since season 5, where it was Mandalore as well, because there's a lot of Mandalorian lore in this. If you guys haven't watched it, you guys have to watch it and check it out. Man, this is probably the best episode in 4 years, 3-4 years. Like literally, seriously, this is some of the best content. I think a lot of you would agree. And yeah, man, I don't know. I'm here just to talk to you guys about it. I know that's a lot of you. I know I was looking online just to see what people are saying, what people are thinking. And it seems like a lot of people agree that this is an amazing episode. This is some of the best Star Wars that has hit the small screen. And I'm telling you guys, I mean, I know you guys love Mandalorian, but you have to give animation a shot. I know a lot of my friends, they were talking about how well, not a lot of my friends, they have over the past few years, but I have a friend, she was talking to me on Instagram, and she told me that she's revisiting, she's watching Star Wars for the very first time. I was so excited for her, because I would do almost anything to erase my brain, erase my memory, to rewatch all of the Star Wars and to be able to relive and reanalyze and relearn all these other, philosophies of the Force and all these other things. And this felt great because it was brand new. I didn't know what was going to happen, and it was cinematic in the shots that they took. Like I said before, Dave Filoni, this is what we need. Every time I see a good episode from the Clone Wars, which has been a while, but this episode proves that Dave Filoni needs the keys to Lucasfilm. He needs it. They need to give him and Jon Favreau the keys to the future. And I think that we do have the opportunity for better content with him. And in animation too, I can't wait to see what else they have for animation. I mean, it's been a hit and miss on other smaller projects, but this is something that Lucasfilm has their eyes set. Like, they really wanted to make sure that they hit this home run, and they sure did. I mean, at least for this first episode of the last arc. So there's three more episodes actually. I'm going to be doing this every Friday night. I'm going to try to do this and talk to you guys, let us know what you guys want to see. If you guys like this format and live streaming and stuff like that, this is kind of a test. So hopefully you guys do like and enjoy this. Let us know down below. Comment if you were excited about Clone Wars and are you sad that it's leaving, because I know I am. This is the very last thing. It's great to see that Revenge of the Sith is so intertwined with this story right now. So this is as good as canon gets. So I totally suggest you guys check it out if you haven't already. Thanks for sticking around, guys. I really appreciate it that some of you guys are around here. I highly encourage you guys to check it out. Love you guys. And then don't forget that one thing is to stay movie-minded. Peace.